Who else did that?
Oh,
you've been
that
messaging
sounds
me.
like someone that's a hypocrite.
You've been messaging me all week about Abba and Preach, man.
Man, I will and preach,
What's
bro.
on your chest, man?
I'll tell you exactly what's on my chest, man. So there's a lot of drama and a lot of stuff that's been going on with the red pill community and all that stuff. I mean, here in the J podcast, we're not part of that community. I don't think we're part of any
We
community.
commentate on it a lot, and we
Yeah.
kind of know some of the stuff about it. But we're not a red pill podcast. We're not a Manosphere podcast.
Yeah, I think we're more logical. We use logic.
And it's not even so much logical, and it's not even so much that being logical. It's just like
or common sense.
we don't. Well, I feel like the podcast. I don't want to associate the podcast with any one thing, because then we're kind of like in there only. Like we'll become that.
True,
you know what I mean?
true, yeah.
Like if we talked about sports all the time, and we say we're a sports podcast, then we're kind of just a little bit that. And I'm like, nah, I'd rather keep it. I'd rather have a more of a Joe Rogan kind of style, or like a kind of free for all type of podcast where we talk about cool stuff. But yeah, you sent me the video. Like, what was it? Myron was calling out ABBA and said he was gonna.
Yeah, yo. So he's basically calling out ABBA because I think he's fed up with ABBA creating a whole bunch of like reaction videos against him, and he named a whole bunch of like other red pill people. I guess we'll get into that as well, like Rolo and all these other.
But this has been like almost 2 years in the making, right? Like I think. So my understanding is that Myron from Fresh and Fit was supposedly like criticizing or saying he doesn't pay to have intercourse with women. Okay, that he doesn't do that. I think allegedly that's high value men don't do that. I think so he's saying. Feel free to fact check me. Then it turns out he had an account on
like a sugar
seeking arrangements or sugar daddy or something allegedly.
No, I think he admitted to it. He said he uses that as a way to get girls or whatever. He uses every tool that's out there.
Okay. And so then Abba and Preach called him out on that, and they started like kind of making fun of the fact that he was saying one thing and doing the other. And I think that's how kind of things.
Well, to Myron's defense, not like I'm defending him.
No, it's fine, bro. Like we can't agree with everything.
Yeah,
you know.
but to Myron's defense, you can't call out someone on something if they're admitting to it. Like prior to him, like people calling him out, whatever. He had like several episodes that I saw, where he was like, "Yeah, I utilize Tinder, utilize all these social media platforms to get girls." But yes, it is hypocritical. Not kind of, it is hypocritical to what he preaches.
He was basically paying.
Preaches.
He was basically paying for it.
I don't know if maybe he used it for a way to like contact girls, or maybe he went through with it. I mean, why would you have a seeking agent?
Exactly.
You're not going to utilize it for what it's meant for.
We're gonna say, hey, no, I'm only here to take you out on dates. I don't know how that stuff works. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, is like he got called out on it, and I think Myron's gripe was that, yo, Abba, you came to my podcast, you came to my house, we was kicking it, we were cool and everything, and then you turn around and you start like kind of talking trash about us, and I guess. To him, he felt like that was like a betrayal.
Yeah, so he says he's a very loyal guy. He felt like that was a betrayal or whatever.
Yeah, so here's the thing about Myron, from what I've noticed.
Oh shit, yo, you're about to go in.
No. I don't have any issues with these guys. I'm just obviously we're creating content. We're making statements based on observation. Wasn't this the guy who was about to one of his homeboys pulled up to his house and was like about to square up with him because he owed him money or he did something allegedly?
Yeah, I don't think it was all money, but it was some trash talking that was happening. But yeah, one of his ex.
All of these guys will want to just say it's allegedly. Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah,
I know because one thing I'll tell you about Fresh and Fit, I know how they roll. They'll start sending strikes to your channel.
Oh yeah, I heard about that shit.
Yeah, that's another thing I forgot to bring up too. These guys, like for all the stuff that they preach about maintaining fame and all that stuff, these guys came after a lot of channels, a lot of reaction channels, and they started putting strikes on them.
It is for use though, right? Whenever you put content on YouTube.
But the thing is, like, smaller channels can't really defend themselves. Bigger channels could, because bigger channels have more connects, from what I understand.
Okay.
And so these guys are doing reaction channels to Myron and stuff like that, or Fresh and Fit, and then Fresh and Fit strike them, causing some of these people's channels to get lost.
What the hell?
This is the kind of guys you guys want to follow. You know what I mean? This is the kind of guys you guys want to follow, and that's why when Abba and Preach had their foot on Fresh and Fit's neck, I didn't really have too much of a problem with it, because I'm like, yo, these guys, I respect their hustle.
Yeah,
you gotta respect the hustle, bro. They brought a different style to this whole podcast game, but when somebody criticizes you, you don't destroy their livelihood. You know what I mean? That's when I kind of started not having as much respect for them as I would have. But what do you think? Like, you think Abba was wrong for doing that, or you think he was like got fed up?
I think that I mean, overall, when it comes to Alvin Preach, I do watch the channel and stuff, but I notice that the majority of the content that they create is just reaction. And
Hmm?
it's just like basically calling people out on certain things. And there was damn man, there was one thing that they mentioned about like
Who's they? Aban Preacher.
Myron mentioned about adding value, whatever.
Hmm.
I do think that when it comes to the red pill community or like just giving men advice, maybe it's something that uh, that guy Walter and Myron are I don't maybe not qualified to talk about, especially based on like what you just mentioned right now. You know, he talks about you shouldn't pay a woman
Women
for
for
like
their
yeah
intercourse or their
intercourse
body
and all that
wear.
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's on a website that's basically meant to get girls to use you for money and then acquire that eventually or
And
hopefully,
look,
right?
and I'm not even judging that. It's just you turned around and you started calling guys all these other names who did do that to make yourself allegedly to make yourself kind of seem like higher
Yeah.
value than than them.
But I think they're both in the wrong. I would definitely want to know the whole story, right? Like who started what, and if someone did start something, I think that if someone apologized or whatever, and met like there was an episode that happened yesterday, and I tuned in because I was like, oh shit, I watch both
Yeah.
channels and stuff. I try to tune in, especially when there's like a subject matter expert that I want to know about and shit. And he was like, I met Abba in person. He was a really cool guy, blah blah blah. And then we thought we squashed or whatever. I'm not sure why Abba and Preach came back and continued
Something must have
consistently,
happened,
yeah,
bro.
continue something to consistently talk trash about Fresh and Fit and other. I mean, I know why Abba and Preach talk shit about people that say you have to endure certain things, and we will
Oh,
talk
we're gonna
about
get
that.
that.
Oh, yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna get we're
yeah,
gonna get to
yeah. We're
that.
gonna endure into
You
that
guys
realm.
are gonna endure that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I would like to know that part. Like, why is that? And I think that's something that Myron will call them out. Like, hey guys, either you guys come over here and fight or something, or we can have a discussion. But I want to know why is it that you guys continue to create
I'll
content
say
about me?
this. I'll say this. Um, Obviously, how we kind of do the stuff that we do in our personal lives, we look for trends, right? We look for
Yeah,
trends, and so the trends that I seen with Abba and Preach, where people come after them because they did something dirty to them, or they said one thing and did the other, or they did people dirty. It's almost non-existent. I can't really think outside of Fresh and Fit. I can't really think of anybody who's came after Abba and Preach because of a business deal gone wrong or a business
yeah.
deal.
So it's cool that you say that, and weird in a way too, because Myron did mention that like no one stands up and does
But that's
a
the
thing to him. Maybe maybe you're right. I know what you're about to say is it that you're gonna say that maybe it's because they don't have any dirt, is because they're not
well,
like that.
no, everybody has dirt. What I'm saying
Yeah,
is there have been more people who have stood up to Myron. You know what I
yeah,
mean? To Myron and Fresh and Fit. Actual people who called them out on their stuff. Actual people who showed up to their house. Florida is an open carry state.
yeah,
For the fact that somebody is so upset with you that they pull up to your house knowing that you could have a gun. This guy Myron supposedly was an ex-DHS or something like that.
yeah, yeah. He
That guy.
is. Yeah,
They pull up to your house because they're that upset with you. Whereas in Canada, where you're not allowed to have firearms, or you are, I don't know if you're allowed to
I
have
don't
it,
know the
but
laws
not as
there.
free. But you don't ever hear any channel coming out and saying, yeah, I've been preached did dirt on me, or did dirt and they did me dirty this way and they did this and this. The only thing I found out about ABBA, looking at like something from a long time ago, like
Yeah,
he paid for his mom's house after he got out of the military or something like that. That's kind of like the only one of the major news that I found. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And so you look at it's like you're looking at two cases, right? You're looking at two people in a case, and you're like, well, this group of people, yeah, some of their stuff might be tasteless, and I might not agree with everything, but they don't have like people literally coming after them and getting on a phone call saying like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you what Abba and Priest did to me, but
but that's the thing. Like they react to so many people, but
bro, Sneeko came after them. Remember when Abba had that debate with Sneeko? You remember that? I don't even remember, but
yeah, I know there was a debate, but what happened? Like Sneeko called him out or something? Or?
well, in the debate, there were, it kind of it was going back and forth, but then afterwards, Sneeko was like, yeah, I haven't preached. It's just, I don't want to put words in Sneeko's mouth, but he didn't have too many kind things to say about him. It wasn't mean, but it was kind of like, yeah, man, these guys are, these guys do this, and these guys, obviously, like just talking about him. So clearly, nobody. It's not that people are afraid to stand up to Abba and preach. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Is that hey, Abba and preach. If you're their friends, from what I see, and you do something stupid, they're gonna just make a video about it. Which that you can say, okay, that's kind of messed up. I thought we were friends.
yeah,
You know what I mean? that I can get. But as far as people coming after them, the way people come after Fresh and Fit and all that stuff, it's just I don't know, man.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I think it's because of the nature of their show. Like they bring on girls, bro. They're they're constantly dealing in a territory where there is a lot of backlash, and there is going to be a lot of people that want to get revenge and stuff. Especially
Oh,
when they're you're talking about tough situations, in tough topics. Like people feel some type of way, and they might come back at you. It's the nature of their show and the content they
the thing is, the
produce.
stuff that they spout is like keep your emotions in check, maintain your frame, do this, do
Yeah,
that, do
yeah.
this, do that, do this. And it's like, yeah, guys, but I don't know, man. You guys are getting into a lot of high school level. It seems like to be high school level arguments. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
honestly,
Well, it takes two to tango, so you know what I mean. It's like
yeah,
it's
but
back and forth.
I've been preaching, like some of the red pill tenants that Fresh and Fit are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When it comes, I mean, my opinion, anyways. But when it
Yeah.
comes to like business and what do they have, Money Mondays and stuff like that, I
Yeah.
think that stuff is pretty cool. Do your thing. But when it
Yeah.
comes
By
to
the way, guys, tune into Motivational Monday.
yeah, but when it comes to like the red pill stuff, I think they should just stick to. Here I am telling them how to run their show. They should just
Yeah.
stick to. Here are the statistics. Here's what's going on. Here's what you should do, and that's it. I think it's tasteless to bring women onto your show, poke and prod them, get them angry, and then kick them out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, come on, dude.
That is
Like
true.
you,
Yeah.
you want to have a little bit more class than that. And if you're like, well, I do have class, but they just get me upset. Well, then vet the woman you bring. How many more women are you gonna? How many more OnlyFriends model or those type of girls are gonna keep bringing on the show to kick out? What value are you bringing there
Well,
that you haven't already
he
discussed?
I think his take on it is that he brings those women on so that way people can see their nature and
It's
how
been
they
how many
are.
episodes now?
No, but the
1,000?
thing is, more people, new people are gonna new people are gonna constantly subscribe to the channel. So it's like what I mean?
Yeah,
They
I
can watch
guess
the old content, I
it's a
guess, and
it's
say,
a
hey, yeah, this is what you
look.
guys are about.
It's a business, I guess. And if the formula's working and generating the money, I guess.
Yeah, it probably works for them. Like it attracts people to tune in. I
Yeah, that's
guess.
the thing,
Like,
I
oh,
don't-
what's the next girl that's gonna get kicked out or some
Yeah,
shit?
yeah. And that's the thing. I don't want to do that with this podcast. I don't want to like, damn, this thing is whack, but it keeps bringing us money. Let's keep
Yeah,
doing it. But
yeah.
and then it's like, all right, are you really bringing kind of value? Even Vlad TV, bro. He usually has rappers for the most part, but he had Neil deGrasse Tyson on
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I think we talked about him last week, right?
yeah. He's I used to like. I'm gonna buy his book. I'm still buy his book.
Oh shit.
He has a book called The Stary Scientist or something like that.
Yeah.
Where I'm gonna still buy his book and I'm gonna listen to it or read it or whatever the case is. But I just don't think, like I said, man. I think he's become a bit too dogmatic, and I think being dogmatic as a scientist is not. It kind of puts you a lot closer to being a religious zealot, almost,
Yeah.
where it's like you don't want to hear any new ideas, you don't want to discuss, you don't want to challenge already established. And I'm not talking about stuff like the Earth is flat, or the Earth is round. Let's challenge
Yeah.
it. But if somebody says, if